Yo crew, you're gonna like this one. You and me just found the cleanest indoor hunting ground in the city. Wait till you see this. Hey Meta, start recording. Check it out crew, we are at the Ripley's Aquarium in Toronto, and this place is absolutely wild. It's like somebody took the whole ocean, cleaned it up, and dropped it right in the middle of the city just for us. We've got sharks, jellyfish, and a million little fishy friends, so you know Charlie's on full-time lookout. Stick with me, because in between all the sea monsters, we're sneaking in a couple of snack breaks too. All right, crew, deep breath, pause ready, let's dive in. Ripley's Aquarium of Canada is pretty new to the city. It opened its doors in 2013, right here in downtown Toronto at the base of the CN Tower. It cost around $130 million to build this giant underwater playground, and now it's the biggest indoor aquarium in all of Canada. Inside, there are more than 20,000 aquatic animals from over 450 different species, all swimming around in about 5.7 million liters of water. They even built that long moving tunnel you're about to see, so you can glide under sharks and rays like you're walking on the ocean floor. Not bad for a place that started as a wild idea on paper and turned into Toronto's underwater hangout spot. Hey Meta, stop recording!
Crew, hold up! That ain't aquarium air. Nah, that's butter. Nobody's watching. Hit like and subscribe if you didn't see anything. Let's get back to the tour.
Hey Meta, start recording! All right, we just stepped onto the moving walkway here at Ripley's Aquarium in Toronto. You can feel it right away. Everything slows down in here. Look at that sea turtle. They don't rush anything. They've been around for over 100 million years, and they still move like time doesn't matter. And up there, those are sand tiger sharks. They look aggressive, but they're actually pretty calm. They can even float almost motionless because they swallow air to control their buoyancy. That's why they just glide like that, barely moving. This whole tunnel is about 96 meters long, and the belt just carries you through it, so you don't miss anything. You don't really realize it at first, but you're completely surrounded. It's kind of surreal. Now, you might be wondering why the sharks aren't attacking everything else in here. The truth is, they're not really built to just attack all the time. Most of these sharks are actually pretty calm, and they're well fed on a regular schedule, so they don't see everything around them as food, especially when it's not acting like prey. And a lot of the fish in here, they've learned how to move around sharks, stay close, stay aware, don't panic. It's less about chaos and more about balance. They all kind of know the rules in here. All right, now we're moving through a few of the smaller exhibits. And yeah, this place gets weird in a good way. Look at this one. That's a lionfish. Beautiful, but absolutely not your friend. Those spines are venomous, so it's basically floating around with "don't touch me" energy. And over here, that's an eel just doing absolutely nothing. They always look like they're plotting something, but really they're just waiting for food like everyone else. Now this area, all this kelp moving around, it's kind of hypnotic. Fish use it for cover, but it also feels like you're walking through an underwater forest. And if you look really close, you can actually spot seahorses moving around in there. They're easy to miss. They just kind of drift with everything else. All right, this one's wild. That's a cuttlefish. They can change color and texture almost instantly, like full camouflage mode. If humans could do that, half our problems would disappear overnight. And yeah, these guys, piranhas, they've got the reputation, but they're not just randomly attacking everything either. Still, you don't really want to test that theory. This place really makes you realize everything down here has its own way of surviving. These are stingrays. They look pretty calm, just kind of gliding along the bottom, but they've actually got a barb on their tail for defense. They don't use it unless they feel threatened, so as long as you're not bothering them, they're just doing their thing. Honestly, they move more like they're flying than swimming. And these right here, these are eagle rays. They look similar to stingrays, but they move completely different. Stingrays usually stay low, gliding along the bottom. But eagle rays, they're built for open water. You can see it in the way they move. Long, slow wing beats, almost like birds underwater. They're usually found in warm coastal waters, and some of them can live up to around 20 years. They're also a lot more active, covering huge distances instead of just settling into one spot. They are from the same family, but live a completely different lifestyle. These are sea nettle jellyfish. You can tell by the long trailing tentacles and that kind of golden green glow in the bell. Those tentacles, they're covered in thousands of tiny stinging cells. But they're not hunting everything in sight. They just drift, and anything small that brushes into them, that's what they eat. And even though they look delicate, those tentacles can stretch out way longer than you expect. It's like a floating trap you don't even see coming. Now, if you actually get stung by one of these, it's not usually life-threatening, but you're definitely going to feel it. It's more like a sharp burning sensation, kind of like a bad bee sting, but stretched across your skin. And these are moon jellyfish. You can recognize them by that soft, glowing shape and those 4 faint circles inside the bell. And here's the interesting part. Those shapes actually help you tell male from female. Females usually have more pronounced, almost clover-shaped rings. That's where they carry their eggs. Males tend to look a bit softer inside, less defined. It's subtle, but once you notice those 4 shapes, you start seeing the difference. Down here, these aren't rocks. These are upside-down jellyfish. Instead of floating around, they actually rest on the ocean floor like this. They flip themselves over, so their tentacles face upward toward the light. That's because they have tiny algae living inside them, and those algae need sunlight to survive. So instead of chasing food, they kind of farm it. It's a completely different way to live. Look how different these are. These are blubber jellyfish. They don't have those long trailing tentacles, so instead of stinging from a distance, they use those thick folded arms underneath to catch food. They look almost soft, harmless, but they're still built to survive the same way, just a completely different design. It's kind of crazy how many ways there are just to stay alive out here. And that brings us to the end of the tour. Right here, this is the Eagle Ray Touch Pool. These rays might look big, but they're actually really gentle. They're used to people, and as long as you move slowly and respect them, they just glide right past you. If you're coming here, the Eagle Ray interactions usually run a few times throughout the day, so it's worth checking the daily schedule when you arrive so you don't miss it. Honestly, this whole place, it's kind of surreal when you take your time with it. If you enjoyed this, drop a comment. It actually helps the channel more than you think. Hey Meta, stop recording! Don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily adventures.